Welcome back, 5:52 right now. The holidays are a time of food and fun and strep throats and bad coughs.
Oh me, so how do you keep sickness from giving you the holiday blues? Pharmacist and former CNN health correspondent Jim Morelli joins us live here this morning with a few tips. Good to see you again. Thanks for coming back.
Oh, great to be here.
What do you have for us?
Well, first of all, let's talk a little bit about prevention because that's key. And you know, healthy eating is really the cornerstone of it all. So you want to do healthy eating, get plenty of rest, antioxidant containing foods. We got cranberries there, obviously carrots and apples. And washing your hands is very important. 15 seconds, warm soap, with soap and warm water. And obviously hand sanitizers, which you all know all about because they're everywhere in the
Yeah, but you
newsroom.
can't say it enough. If you prevent it, you save yourself a lot of stress, a lot of heartache, and a lot of money.
Correct. And flu shots, of course, are an important component for some people, too. I personally do not get a flu shot, but for people who need it, it's an important thing to get.
All right, we were just talking about that this morning. Jay doesn't get a flu shot, and I love a flu shot.
Yeah.
So, different
A lot of
people.
mixed opinions on that.
My theory is if you get the flu, then you're going to go get the flu shot the next year. So far, I've been lucky. I haven't
Okay,
gotten the flu
that's
shot.
it, knock on wood.
Right.
So what else do we have that's going to be helpful this winter?
Okay, well, I think it's important to clean out your medicine cabinet in the fall and also in the spring. And when you clean it out, just restock with basics because you don't want clutter in there. So, you know, hydrogen peroxide to clean out wounds, ibuprofen for fever and pain, a cough suppressant, a simple decongestant, a simple antihistamine. Make sure you got a thermometer and gauze pads as well. A lot of people don't have those things. Dry skin, important at this time of year as well, and it is especially a problem when it's on your lips. If those lips crack, it's painful, but it also kind of lets in the door to infection. So you want to treat those. Blistex is clinically proven to heal chapped lips. It contains an external analgesic. It's been around for 60 years, so you know it works. And it really will make those lips feel much, much better. And this time of year, along with the healthy eating, we've got to raise the issue of iron deficiency anemia, which affects 8 million American women.
Wow.
Problem with iron supplements is they can cause an upset stomach very commonly. So we've got one here that will prevent that. This is Fiasol Complete. This will get the iron that you need, but it will reduce those side effects, nausea, constipation, all those side effects that come with iron.
Do you need to eat with this as well? Would that help?
It would help.
Okay.
It would definitely help.
Interesting.
And you should get diagnosed. Don't just assume you have iron deficiency anemia. It's important to get a test.
Okay.
And Jim, one last thing. All these items you were talking about, they have a small expiration date. Is it actually good longer than that in some cases?
I always get this question, and the short answer is yes. The manufacturer only tests to a certain point.
Right.
It may be good beyond that.
Okay. Very
Okay.
good. Thanks so much.
You're going to join us again. Coming up a little bit later,
Yep.
we're going to talk more about the flu,
The flu.
dreaded
Right.
flu. We'll have more on that. Welcome back. Time right now, 6:51. The holidays are a great time for food and fun and strep throats and bad coughs.
So here's the question. How do you keep sickness from giving you the holiday blues? Pharmacist and CNN health correspondent Jim Morelli joins us with a few tips this morning. So what really does make us sick this time of the year?
Mostly it's being in close contact with each other, but there is some evidence that the cold weather affects the mucous membranes so that it makes it more easy for viruses to get in. But it's mainly being, you know, indoors. And right now the flu is not at a very high level activity here. We had a little uptick in Louisiana, but it only stands to go up as we all start to stay indoors more with each other.
So what do we do to prevent that?
Well, obviously the first thing, the flu shot. If you're in a vulnerable group, you should get the flu shot. The flu can kill some people. It is quite dangerous. You also should be eating properly, getting plenty of rest, making sure you're well hydrated. We don't think of hydrating ourselves in the wintertime, but actually this time of year people get much more dried out because they're indoors.
Okay.
And we've got that heat going on. And then also you want to make sure you're hand washing. That's a very important step.
Yep.
And you know, the sanitizer that we all know
We
about
just
that.
put up sanitizer around the newsroom,
Yeah, we've.
and it's great.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. I know newsrooms are notorious for needing sanitizers.
Right.
Well, and for a lot of offices, I mean, is that another thing too? If you're sick, to try to stay home because you're
Oh, yeah.
you're answering phones, you're doing things, you're in such close contact with your colleagues that I imagine it spreads pretty fast.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a change in thinking. It used to be you were the big hero if you came to work coughing, and now
Right.
you're the pariah. Nobody wants to be anywhere near you.
You're
So
exactly
stay
right.
home. You know, it's a couple of days. Stay home. And we can telecommute these days. We don't need to we don't need to come to the office necessarily. I do have something here that you can actually take to shorten the duration and severity of the flu-like symptoms. It's called oscillococcinum, a long name. It's a homeopathic product, and the great thing is there's no drug interactions, there are no side effects, there's not going to be any drowsiness. You can use it in kids as young as 2, and what you do is you take it at the first sign of the symptoms, and that will shorten the duration and severity, and that has been clinically proven.
So it will work.
It does work.
It does
Yeah,
work.
It does work.
And where can you pick this up at?
You can go to any pharmacy, just ask the pharmacist for Oscillo. It's kind of a
Oscillo,
hard name to
okay.
say. And elderly people can use it as well, all the way up to 102. So, you know,
All right.
it's a good thing
Very
to have
safe.
on hand.
So what about with the holidays coming up? All the hustle, bustle, the stress, can that make you sick?
Absolutely. Stress does open the door to infection. Not only that, it also opens the door to weight gain. Our cortisol levels tend to rise as we get stressed, and that causes also that's your problem.
There's my
I
problem.
stress you out and it's making you gain
Wow.
weight.
That is part of the, people think it's just the food. It's not. It's the stress, the cortisol, and that keeps the weight down here too.
So even if you try to lose weight, then you can't.
It's difficult during the holidays. That's
Interesting.
why exercise is so important. Every day, 30 minutes.
You
Try
got
to
it.
do it.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining
My
us this
pleasure.
morning. Lots of good information. We'll, of course, put this whole interview with you and from earlier today, if you missed it, with other good tips on our website, WLOS.com.